Teas said that back in the day, when city gates would close with the setting sun, when lamps would be lit in the marketplace before the Fajr prayer, and when mothers' prayers would be like a savior over their children's heads. In those days, there was a small town called Nurabad, neither large nor wealthy, but its hearts were simple and its homes were well. On the outskirts of this town, in an old mud brick house, lived an old woman. People called her Bibi Safia. Her husband had passed away years ago in a plague. Her only support in this world was her son. Ahmed lost his father when he was very young. Bibi Safia raised him by needlework, embroidery, and household chores. Often, she herself would subsist on dry bread, but she would never let Ahmed's plate go empty. In the late hours of the night, when the whole city was asleep, she would perform ablution and sit beside a clay lamp, raise her hands, and say, "O Allah, make my son virtuous. Protect him from the harmful, bless his livelihood, and never deprive him of a mother's blessings." Ahmed grew up. His poverty increased with it, but his respect for his mother also grew. He would personally bring her water, massage her feet, bring her medicine on time, and when she coughed, Ahmed's heart would tremble. Bibi Safia often said, "Son, the greatest wealth in the world is the blessings of parents. One who loses this wealth is a beggar even sitting on a pile of gold." Time passed, and Ahmed grew into a young man, medium in stature, modesty in his eyes, and lines of hard work on his forehead. But employment was unsustainable. Sometimes he worked at a shop, sometimes he lost his job, sometimes he lost it. Sometimes he was a laborer, sometimes he was unemployed. One day, an announcement came through the city that a traveling caravan was heading for Dar al-Islam, claiming it had large markets, prominent traders, and a chance to change one's fortune. Ahmed's heart raced, but his thoughts halted when he thought of his mother. That night, he confided in her, "Mother, I want to go abroad. There's no livelihood here. Perhaps Allah will open a door there." Bibi Safia fell silent. The lamp's flame trembled with tears. After a while, she said, "Son, a mother's heart doesn't want you gone, but a mother can't stop her child from her destiny. If you want to go, go. But don't forget 3 things. Prayer, halal, sustenance, and a mother's blessing." Then she embraced Ahmed, placed her hand on his head, and prayed a prayer that came not from the earth, but from the depths of her heart. "O Allah, keep my Ahmed under your protection. Keep him among the faithful. Honor him, but protect him from pride. And wherever you go, don't separate him from his mother's memory." The next morning, Ahmed departed with the caravan. Bibi Safia stood at the door for a long time, until the caravan disappeared from sight. The road was long, desert, desolate nights, strong winds. One night, the caravan stopped in the wilderness. Suddenly, bandits attacked. People screamed, some fled, some were looted. Meanwhile, a bandit lunged at Ahmed. His sword flashed. Ahmed's lips trembled, and his heart cried out, "O Allah, my mother has handed me over to you." At that moment, a shout arose. The bandit turned back, and Ahmed was saved. He sat on the ground, his breath trembling. "But," Isherth testified, it was his mother's blessing. After the journey, he arrived in Dar al-Islam, a large city, high gates, bustling markets. Ahmed began working at the shop of an old merchant, Haji Karim Bes. He swept, weighed, lifted goods, and performed every task with devotion. One day, Haji Sahib deliberately handed him a bag of gold and said, "I'm back. Take care of the accounts." Ahmed could have cut the amount, but he measured it exactly. Haji Sahib watched from afar and said in his heart, "This boy isn't just a laborer, he's a trustee." Over the years, Ahmed became the shop's trust. Then one day, Haji Sahib fell ill. Haji Karim Baksh's illness became prolonged. The entire burden of the shop fell on Ahmed. One day Haji Sahib called Ahmed to him and said in a weak voice, "Son Ahmed, I have seen the world. I have seen people, but I have seen few trustees like you." I have no children. I want you to be the heir to my hard work." After some time, Haji Sahib departed. When the will was opened, everyone was stunned. The shop and a large portion of the property were in Ahmed's name. Tears welled up in Ahmed's eyes. He looked up at the sky. "Oh Allah, this is all my mother's blessing." He became a businessman, but never became arrogant. He gained wealth, but never abandoned his prostration. The first thing he did was pack up and leave for Nurabad. When he entered the settlement, people were astonished. He went straight to the door of that mud house. "Mother, I have come." The door opened. Old eyes saw a young face. Wife Safiya wept. "My son has returned." Ahmed sat at her feet. "Mother, whatever I have is because of your blessings." He comforted his mother, cared for her, kissed her hands, and said tearfully, "No, your son will never go away." But wealth comes with trials. Ahmed became a prominent businessman. Officials, nobles, and wealthy people flocked to him. One day, influential people from the city came to him and said, "If you share in our ill-gotten gains, you can rise to the top." Ahmed spent that night sleepless. He sat beside his mother, listening to her tears, and said to himself, "If I slip today, all these blessings will be in vain." In the morning, he gave a clear answer. "I will not add anything haram to the sustenance that I have received through my mother's blessings." As time passed, wife Safiya grew very weak. One night, she called Ahmed and said, "Son, forgive me if I have ever fallen short in serving my mother."